Hi, hello everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm just getting organised with my camera so you can see my project. Hi. Happy Monday, or Sunday for some of you. If you are in the US or you might be in the UK, just waking up. Hello, thanks for joining me. For those of you who don't know me already, I'm Sarah from Sarah and Macaulay Studio. You're on the Aussie Decor Transfers Facebook page. I have a regular slot here Mondays, 7 PM in Sydney. I'm here every fortnight. So for those of you just jumping on, let me know who you are. Hi Jessie, thank you for joining. For those of the rest of you on, jump on, let me know where you're watching from. Drop me an emoji so that I know you're there, and then I'll get beginning on my project. So behind me is the beautiful Acquarius design. This is a brand new design from Aussie. It's one of our luxe decoupage papers, which is beautiful, thin but very durable rice paper design, which is fantastic for decoupaging because it's thin and pliable but really strong. I have begun the process of sticking it onto this vintage suitcase. And the reason I've stuck the top on is just so that I can work with it on a vertical surface without it falling off, because I want to be able to show you as I go how I stick it on. Thanks guys, I can see some of you jumping on. Let me know where you're watching from. Aquarius is one of our brand new Titans of the Sea designs. So you might have seen some of the other brand ambassadors and content creators working with these designs over the last week. They've only been out for a week. So there's this beautiful Aquarius sign of the zodiac, you know, the water pourer from mythology. And there are also, there's a beautiful mermaid. You might have seen Siobhan working with the mermaid. Crystal Bradbury yesterday worked with this same Aquarius design. And there's an amazing whale tail which Wendy has been demonstrating as well. And there's one more which is the Neptune, god of the sea. So they're all really cool, fabulous new designs. The quality is brilliant. I might give you a quick close-up if I can move my tripod. Sorry for the wonky camera angle, but if you can see up close, the quality of the paper is just gorgeous. And then, you know, the detail amongst the fish and the bubbles is so beautiful. I will take photos when I've finished my project so that you can actually see in detail. But I'll start. Hi Sheila, how are you today? Thanks for joining, hun. I know you're all busy, so it's really fun for me when I have a good audience watching. You know, it really makes it really enjoyable for me because I know that I'm showing you something you're interested in. So the tools I'm using, I have my blue transfer tool. So this, you know, we use this for all sorts of things at Aussie. It's great for smoothing things out. It is great for smoothing out bubbles. Brilliant for decoupage. So I'll show you how we use this. I have a Decoupage Medium. I'm actually using this product. This is an Aussie product. It's a flat seal. It's like a clear coat. So for those of you not in Australia, there are different types of clear coat you can get in all sorts of ranges. So if you're not sure what kind of medium is suitable, yell out. You can also use PVA glue for these decoupage papers. You can use Mod Podge. You can use any sort of very light varnish or kind of gluey medium. I've tried all sorts on these and they're pretty foolproof, so that's good. So I've got my brush for applying the medium. I also keep handy just a damp cloth so that when you're wiping and smoothing your design, if you get little bits of glue coming out of your design, you can just smooth them with your damp cloth. So this suitcase is a vintage suitcase I picked up really cheaply, and the reason it was cheap is that it really wasn't in very good condition at all. I don't know if you can see, all of the catches and buckles are really rusty. They just about close, which I'm happy about, but I have started painting all the hardware silver. You can see these ones on the front I haven't tackled yet, but I think I really love the fact that in this Aquarius design there's a lot of whites and silver, and I thought the painting the hardware silver would really make it pop. So as I start to finish off this design, I'll do some more painting with silver. The case itself was very damaged. It has a few holes and rips in it, so I've been gluing and sticking and fixing. And the inside had ripped old paper, so I've taken all that out, I've painted it inside. So it really is a labour of love, but I'm very happy I've got to the stage I have, and I've got the beautiful Aquarius ready to go. So I'm going to start sticking her. I might move you a little bit closer so you can see. Does that work? I think so. I think so. If yell out if you can't see it, and I might have to turn my back a little bit, so I apologise for that too. So the technique with these papers is little at a time. So as you can see, what I did here was I just applied a little bit of my medium to get started, and what I'm going to do is keep going in that direction. So just a few inches or centimetres at a time. And what can also really help with getting these adhering very easy. So you can see I've got my little bit of my medium. Hi Kathy, thanks for joining. And I've got a spritz bottle, so I'm just going to very lightly spritz my design. And it doesn't make it all soggy, don't worry about that. It just makes it really, gives it super suction. And then once you've got it sticking, you get your blue tool, and this is your wonderful smoothing device. And having tried quite a few of these papers now, if you use your spritzer and you use your smoother, you really don't get bubbles or any problems with these papers. And you're not, because they're quite tough, you're not going to rip them. This tool has got felt on one end, so you can press quite hard, it's not going to rip your paper. Hi Deb, thanks for joining. So I am going to work my way down just a little bit at a time. And I find this easiest because if you apply your sticky medium to the whole thing at once, you just don't have as much control over it. And this way you can work it a little bit at a time. If it's not quite working how you want, lift it up. It's not going to rip, and keep going with it. So I'm being a little bit more daring this time. I've got maybe 5 centimetres, or I don't know what that is, 3 inches. Anyone American on here who can help me? And I'm going to do my little spritz, and then I'm going to smooth. Hi Christine, how are you? It's lovely to see some of you jumping on. Just give me a little wave or an emoji. I'd love to know where you're watching from. I always enjoy doing demos at this time because I often get a mix of Aussies, some late night folk in the US watch, and then the friends and family in the UK wake up and they're just having their coffees and watching, so that's super fun. So I don't know if you can see on camera, these papers have got the most beautiful little silk threads in them. I'll bring you up close so you can see. Whoop, sorry, I'm not drunk, I promise. They have these beautiful silk threads, and they don't show very much. They're part of, they're sort of part of the charm, but that is how these papers get their super strength. So I'm just going to keep going. I've noticed I haven't put quite enough on this side. So if it's not quite sticking as well as you want to, just lift it up and apply a bit more medium. I'm finding the canvas of this suitcase is actually slurping my medium a little bit more than if I was sticking it to a really hard surface like a timber. So I'll probably use a little bit more of this than I would normally. And then once you're done with your design, I normally leave mine to dry a couple of hours or overnight, and then seal it all over the top the next day. So I'm going to do this part of the project. I do have some plans for some extra decor, which I'll show you at the end. I want to do a border around this and have some other little bits of kind of mixed media that I want to stick on. So I would probably do my beautiful luxe paper, I would do all my extra bits and pieces and then seal the whole suitcase, and I'll be using the same clear coat as I've used before. Hey Jen, how are you, hon? So have any of you used these luxe papers yet? How the people, those of you who are watching, please yell out if you have any questions about them. These new Titans of the Sea designs come in two sizes. So this is a medium size, this is a 1. So it's like 4 pieces of your normal printer paper, if you can envisage that. And it comes folded, so mine came folded into 4, but the folds you don't need to worry about. Once you're doing your gluing and sticking, you don't see the folds, they do not impact your project at all. Hi Maria. So this is going on really nicely. I kind of like the way this dark background is giving it a little moody feel. If you can get a different effect depending on the colour of your background with these papers, because they're slightly translucent. So if I was to do this on a white background or something very pale, you get a slightly more glowing effect. But because I've got this moody, grungy old suitcase, I'm happy to have the moody blues look. So yeah, this is medium size. There is a large size in this design. For those of you who were watching yesterday, Crystal, one of our brand ambassadors, put this same design on the front of a chest of drawers. Looked really gorgeous. She used the large size, which covered the whole of the front of her chest. So if you think that's what you want for your project, check them out. The link for all of these products is above this video. So once you've finished watching, check above the video, pop on the website, check out any of the designs, ask any questions. So I've spritzed my suitcase a little bit, but I don't mind too much. So you can see how quickly things go on to your project. Hi Sue, thank you for watching, hon. Appreciate you all jumping on. So I'm really right down the bottom, and because I didn't want to lose her lovely feet, I thought it would look a bit weird with no feet. I'm going to wrap them just around the bottom. Let me see if I can do this successfully. If I lean this against the wall, can you still see that? Hope so. Hello Kath, nice to see you. Got a few Aussies on, that's good. So this is a little bit fiddly, trying to get that last bit on. I think that's going to be the think that's going to wrap around quite nicely. And of course, once it's all finished and sealed, that gives it real durability. So I wouldn't worry about picking this suitcase up, putting it down. It's not going to be used for travelling. It's not robust enough, but it'll be great as a decor piece. I can see I've missed a little bit of glue there, so I'm just tidying that up. I'm just going to put a little bit on there. And then I'm just going to keep smoothing so that it goes around the edge nicely. I've also found that if you do even get any small wrinkles or bubbles, by the time you come back to it the next day, they've all gone, or if they haven't, you can still, you know, pop a little bit of glue in, this gluey medium. Missed a little bit there, I'm going to sort that out. And until this is fully dry, you can keep lifting it up and keep going. There's some sort of little rip in the suitcase there, which is a little bit bumpy, but I don't think that's going to matter either. So the idea is to push any bubbles out to the edges and down. So I can see where I've got slight tears in the suitcase, but it's really not a big deal. I've just got this little corner that I need to stick. Sorry for turning my back. I want to see all your comments as well as do my project. Here we go, last bits of corner. Got my cloth just to smooth it. Okay, yeah, that's now going on nicely. So when I first got this design, it comes with a little white border around the edge. I didn't want the white border, so I got rid of that. I took that off. And then my original intention was to perhaps blend paint so that this design fully blended in with the colour of the case. And then I thought, I just fancy doing something a bit different this time. I often do the blended thing and it's fun, but I had this vision of perhaps some sort of nautical border. So I looked for some sort of rope or braid or something, didn't find quite what I wanted, but what I did find online was, I just printed this out. It's a wallpaper design that I found online, and I printed it out many times, and I've cut one of the edges off to use as a border. So that is what I'm going to try and do with my edges, and I'll show you what they look like. They're just little strips of paper. But because I'm working with paper and I'm working with glue, I know that these are going to work okay together. So I'm going to do my little strips around the edge. And then once they're all dry and done, I'm actually going to paint these as well, or I might even, because they're quite a sweet design, I'll try and show you up close. You can see those. They're quite a sweet sort of scallop style design. I might even use, I've got some paint pens to do some colours on those. So that is going to be my border edge, which I'm quite excited about. It's not something I've done before, but I think it will hopefully work quite well. And these are going to be silver, so I'm going to continue painting these bits silver, and I'll show you the inside as well. Jan, good question. Which glue are you using? I am actually using this artisan flat matte sealer, which is a clear coat which you can use as a varnish or a medium. But you can basically use pretty much any light clear glue or clear coat. So something like PVA glue, a good craft glue, Mod Podge, all of those things, Jan, that you probably use already for your upcycling projects will be absolutely fine, as long as it's just not a really, really thick, very thick glue like a wood glue, because that way it's just probably a bit too thick and too powerful. You just need a light glue for this, because they're very fine and thin. Hope that answers your question. Yay, thank you. Okay, good. Please yell out if you have any more questions. And what I might do is show you the inside as well. I'll tell you what my plan is. So it was really grungy, very dirty, lots of ripped paper, and I've just painted it a really pale chalk painted blue. I found an old map. This used to be on my son's wall. He's now got posters of, you know, Fortnite and all that instead. Doesn't want a world map anymore. So I've cut this to fit and I've put a world map inside, because I think that actually complements the Aquarius quite nicely. So I'll go back and I'll do that right at the end. I also have some quite fun bits and bobs of shells. So if I get really bold, I'm going to glue those on for a bit of fun at the end. I'll pop that away. I'm going to close this up again. I'm going to start working on that border, which we talked about, to get started with that. And again, please yell out if you have questions. I'm going to use the same brush and medium for my border. What I like about this type of project as well is that it's really quite low cost, because you can invest in one of these beautiful luxe papers, and then you can really use bits and bobs, what I call bits and bobs, for the rest of your design, and get a really nice, really lovely product at the end of it. Is that straight? Does that look straight? I think so. I'm not going to be too worried if it's not. And I will go back and paint this border, because though it's a very pretty scallop design, the colour's a bit boring. And I'm just going to continue with this all round. And you can let me know if you've got any questions. And there's a few things to update you on as well with Aussie, because there's all sorts of new fun stuff happening. If you're on the Creative Club page, you'll already see what people are doing with the designs. So if you're not already in the Creative Club, it is a Facebook group specifically for anyone who's used the Aussie Decor products to create something, post your pictures on the page, and it's wonderful for everyone to see what everyone else is doing, enjoy each other's projects, and ask questions. And I find it really inspiring, because people use the products in such inventive ways. Is that straight? I think so. I'm going to go with it. We also run competitions on that page as well, so if you do join it and you're busy doing your projects, look out for competitions. You don't need to do the biggest, most fantastic piece of furniture or anything like that. You can literally go on the Aussie Decor website. We now sell transfers singly, so look out for those. We also have bargain basement, so look out for that. So you can really find some great bargains and enjoy just being creative with them. Okay, so now I think I might try and do one across the top. It's just going to take a little bit of being a little bit creative because it's not quite long enough, so I'm going to have to do two and stick them together, I think. You get the general idea. I think this could actually look quite nice in silver as well. So I might pick out little bits of it in silver. It's just an alternative idea for those of you who want to do a luxe paper and you don't want to end up sort of having to blend paints, but you want to just edge it. Another thing you could do is get those, you could use those would you bend, what are they called? You can get those lovely rolls of would you bend which would make great borders. You could also use a little bit of fabric braid. Jan, you'd have some great ideas for this. My friend Jan, who's watching, is a very clever upcycler. And I know a lot of the rest of you do fabulous things, so if you've got any cool ideas for borders, yell out, let the rest of us know. So now it gets a little bit tricky because I want to fully edge all around here. So I'm just going to see, okay, so I'm going to go down here and I'm just going to cut it. Down here, where's my scissors? Got it. What silver paint do you use? Good question, Jan. Again, I use this artisan paint. This is a silver chalk paint, so it's pretty versatile. I use it across pieces of furniture as well. You can actually paint a whole piece of furniture in the silver. That's the very end of my pot. That's how much I love it. But honestly, you could use any silver paint. You know, something from a craft shop, whatever you've got handy. And I'm just going to slip that there. I haven't done that very straight. So I'm just, hi Kay, thanks for watching, hon. I'm just trying to be a little bit creative with this border, just so you know you can see what the options are with your luxe papers. And had I got the large luxe paper, it might have stretched right across my suitcase and I wouldn't need a border, but I'm not fazed by that at all. And what was keeping me busy today as well was I looked up the history of Aquarius. Because I know it's a sign of the zodiac, and I know it's a constellation, I believe. I don't quite know what it looks like in the sky, but apparently it actually looks like somebody pouring water if you see it in the sky. Have any of you seen it? I wouldn't really know what to look for. But in mythology, the water bearer has slightly different meanings in Greek and Roman mythology, I believe, but it was the cupbearer for the gods, and I think traditionally it was a man. So it was apparently this man was so beautiful he was selected to be the cupbearer for the gods on Mount Olympus, which is quite cool. But I think there's also that. The Babylonians who lived on the Nile also thought that this Acquarius was responsible for the flooding of the Nile each year. So all kinds of interesting theories. But I haven't seen Aquarius in this shape and form before, and I think she's really beautiful. Right. So some of you have missed the beginning, so I'll just do a quick recap. If you don't know me, I'm Sarah, hence the apron. I have my own studio in Sydney, Australia, and I love being a content creator for Aussie Decor Transfers. I'm demonstrating the luxe decoupage paper tonight in the Acquarius design, which is a brand new design. Very pretty, very nice quality, lots of seaside themes, fish, all the rest of it. Now I'm going to just turn the suitcase over so I can reach my border at the bottom to create the last kind of bit of the jigsaw. These strips are actually going on quite nicely, I'm quite pleased. These are just paper strips, printed off the internet, no cost. I've got a little missing part there, but I'm just going to find a way to link that up so the border works across the whole piece. Hi Julianne, thank you so much for watching. I know it's a busy time of day for a lot of people. I'm going to pop that one there. Okay, so that's not bad. The alignment isn't, it's not 100%, but it's not bad. It's not far off, is it? I'm going to do an extra one there to link those pieces up. Awesome. So what else can I tell you about Aussie? So we've talked about bargain basement, I've talked about single transfers. So there's some of those. Jump on, have a look at the link above the video, because the single transfers are really affordable and you can get lovely projects done with them. And don't forget we've got free shipping as well, still for the month of January. So you've only got a week left, less than a week, to get your free shipping. And the code is SHIP2022, all capitals. It's you'll find that on the website as well, so if you forget that, don't worry at all. So now's a good time to have a quick look and take advantage of that if you can. So I'm quite pleased with this. I think that's okay for me to turn over. I'm going to be very gentle with it. And I've also got a few other little mixed media pieces I'll show you before I finish up. Let me grab those and you can tell me what you think. Because I also found some of these online. Again, I've just printed them on paper. They're not anything fancy, but they've got cute little octopus and things like that. So I thought I might do some of these to add a little bit of fun. And I also want to do what I love doing with vintage suitcases, just to finish off, is a label. And I might, if I've got a tiny piece of Aquarius that I've cut off one of the end, I might make an Aquarius label. And I have all sorts of little shells. Some of these I think might work. I'll need a stronger glue to fix those on, rather than my very light glue. So I've got a bit to do. Hi Cherie, thanks for watching. So I'll finish up in just a few moments. I'm going to finish my border along the top so I can show you that. I'm just going to shut those latches. Even though they're really rusty, they're just about closed. I'm just going to finish off this last little bit of border across the top to finish off the design. And then once I get some time, I will colour in this border to really try and sort of match it with the design a bit more of a creative way. Maybe on Wednesday, we've got Australia Day holiday here in Australia on Wednesday. So I'm like, oh my God, let me get in the studio and do some projects. Okay, so that's going to finish off my border there. Can you see that? Not sure. Nice, slightly rustic border. I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to snip that there. It was a very rustic suitcase to start with, so sometimes it's nice to work on really beaten up old things and make them prettier, because you don't have to be perfect or worry about, you know, getting the perfect thing. Just enjoy it. Yeah, that works okay, I think. A little bit more glue. What are you guys working on? Has anyone got a cool project on the go at the moment? I'd love to hear. Keep your eyes on this page as well, because lots of lives coming up. We're ramping up for the year now. I think people are starting to come back from their Christmas holidays. We all had a little bit of time off to spend with family, which was really nice. People are now heading back. We're all keen to show you new designs, new products. There we go. So I've got my luxe paper glued down. I've got a makeshift border. Printed, it's a printed paper border, but I liked it because it had this sort of scalloped shell effect. I'll give you a little up close look. So it's not an exciting colour border, but I'm going to try and pick out some of it in silver and blue. And once this dries, I'm going to add a few more mixed media things. I'm going to do some shells, I'm going to do a label, I'm going to work on the inside with the map, and just make it, you know, a real seaside traveller theme, which is my plan. So for this project, just to recap, you just need your blue tool, which helps smooth out any bubbles in your luxe paper, and you need some sort of medium. Mine is an Australian brand, Artisan, but you can use wherever you are. I know that a lot of people like the Fusion Clear Coat. There's a Dixie Belle clear product. You can use PVA glue, Mod Podge, all sorts of things. Jessie, thank you for your comment. Jessie is working on a set of drawers with the rose gold poster. Oh, that will be nice, Jessie. I can't wait to see what you do. I hope you'll post it in the Creative Club. The rose gold marble, I know exactly the one you mean. That's a very pretty swirly design. So yeah, make sure you post that in the Creative Club. I'd love to see it. Kath says, I'm putting some birds on a tray table. Oh, cute. Okay, I'd like to see that too, Kath. I do like tray tables. Oh, they're really nice projects to work on, aren't they? Is that something for you to use, Kath, or is that going to be a gift for somebody? Because they do make nice gifts too. Anyone got any questions, comments? What do you think of Aquarius? She's pretty. She's pretty, isn't she? And she's not as close up as I'd like you to see. So what I'll do when I've finished is I'll just take some really close up images and I'll post them in the Creative Club and on the Aussie page. You can have a really good look. Have a look at the other Titans of the Sea too, because they're gorgeous. Let us know what you think. We like feedback. Kath says work in progress for you. Good on you, Kath. You keep your tray table. I bet it's going to be beautiful. So guys, I'm going to wind up now. I will be back in 2 weeks' time. I've got some transfers to show you next time, and it's one that I haven't used before, so I'm excited about that. It's always nice to have a new product and spend some time figuring out what I'm going to use it on and what I'm going to show you. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I know some of you are in different time zones, so it means a lot, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye. Bye bye.